Hello everyone, my name is Jesse Heisel. I'm a filmmaker, and if you're familiar with this channel, you know that the horror genre is what I'm all about. Now today I have a little something special for all you, something new for the channel. Recently, a new horror movie has been just released called The Campus, and I'm here today with the star of the movie, Rachel Amanda Bryant.
Hi.
And today we're just going to talk about the movie and her acting as well. And just kind of give you some new information about this new project that has just been currently released. So, thank you, Rachel, for coming.
Yeah, this is awesome. I'm excited.
Yeah. So, let's see. Let's just start off with the whole beginning of the campus. How did you first know about the project, about the auditions, and how did you feel when you got that call that you were going to be the star of this movie?
Well, it was not your standard audition process, actually, for me. I was really good friends with the special effects artist, Robert Bravo. And he is the special effects artist in the movie, and I had worked with him on, I think it's like a dozen projects prior to this film. And he was producing this movie with Jason, who was the director, and they needed an actress, and since he knew I could take the makeup so well, he knew that I could sit in the chair, he knew that I wasn't going to have an allergy, he knew that I could act, which is also important. It was essentially a straight offer. I had a conversation with Jason, we talked about the treatment. I didn't have a script at that point, but we vibed really nicely, and so that's how I got cast in the role.
So it wasn't like a actual audition, just more just meeting with the director and just getting a good vibe from each other.
Yeah. And, we had a conversation about how we work and stuff so that Jason, I think, trusted this idea that we could communicate well, and same with me. Like, I had a good conversation with him about how I work as an actor, what I like to see when I'm on set, that kind of stuff. And that really helped us figure out if we were going to work well together or not.
And so you worked previously with the makeup artist, or just knew him personally?
I had worked previously with him, and I had become very good friends with him. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Robert Bravo of Bravo Effects. So.
Okay, great. So we should talk about what the whole premise of The Campus is, in case people watching don't know what this movie is yet.
And you've seen it.
I have seen it.
Yeah, so it's like a Groundhog Day-esque film. This girl gets caught in this loop where she dies and comes back to life, and dies and comes back to life. And each time she comes back to life, she's in a different horror trope. The reason why there's a curse on her from her father that's been passed down from her father. The devil eventually gets him, and then, well, I guess you have to watch to find if the devil eventually gets me. So, watch it on Amazon.
Yeah, so right now it is on Amazon. Tell us about that, like, where is it available? And there was recently a selected limited release in theaters.
Right.
So yeah, let's talk about the limited release first, because you were at most of the screenings, correct? How was that whole experience? Because this is your first finished project where you're the starring role, so kind of how was that whole process of...
Yeah, it was awesome. It was a dream come true. We had a week limited theatrical release, which gave us reviews in the trades, which was awesome. The Hollywood Reporter gave me some really nice compliments for my work in the movie. But beyond that, just the opportunity to see it in a theater. And I went multiple times because I had all these friends who could go, but no one could go on the same night, right? And so I went multiple times so I could be with these people, and they were supporting me, and I felt like, why not be there while they supported me? And then my parents were my date to my premiere. The red carpet premiere was really fun, and it was nice to reconnect with everybody from set because I hadn't seen a lot of those people since we shot it last May. I had seen Jason and Robert and stuff, but it was nice to reconnect with those people because we'd spent so much time together over the span of about 25 days, mostly shooting nights. We became like this little family, and it was just fun. The energy was just so high as we were ready to watch this thing that we had created together. After the premiere, I went couple of times, as you said, to the screenings, and overall had really great responses from people that I knew, and even people that didn't know me. They recognized me in the theater, which was pretty cool. And after a week in theaters, we ended up on Amazon Instant. And we're there for a month. So we're going to be on iTunes starting like next week, I think it is. So.
Okay. So it's on Amazon right now.
It's on Amazon right now. So you just search for The Campus and you'll see, you won't see my face. The poster is like this circular head thing, and there's a little house looking thing, and it says The Campus, the devil will take your soul.
All right.
It's very epic.
Yeah. I think I just posted in the picture right now, right in front of her face. There it is.
There it is.
So look for that on Amazon and soon to be on iTunes as well. So if you see this poster,
there it is.
you've found the right movie. All right. So 25 days of shooting this whole thing. Mostly nights, you said. So how late were most nights? Was it till like 5 in the morning or
It was
later?
pretty much 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. shooting schedule. There were 2 days, I think it was, that I worked days. But every other shoot day for me was a night. And it was rough. But then I got into the routine of it. And it got easier, but then I also became kind of like this vampire where I was sleeping during the day, which made sense, but then I wasn't seeing like anybody else in my life. Like the people I was seeing in my life were the people on set because everyone else was asleep when I was awake, or I'd be sleeping when everyone else was awake. So it was exhausting. It was physically taxing. But even my role was physically taxing, just being on screen as much as I was and being very physical with the role. I was very tired, but I was very content too and very happy to be there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, going through many nights like that, it's very exhausting. Can you recall probably what was your maybe most difficult day on set, working those types of hours and everything?
I mean, every day had its own challenges, but the hours didn't matter as much. It was more like what we were doing. And one of the final shots in the movie, I get this bucket of blood thrown on me. And that was kind of a last-minute addition. It was not in the script. Jason had this picture in his head, and I think that it was very much like kind of off the cuff. Let's see if we can get this to happen. That was difficult because it was soap-based blood, and it got in my eyes, and it burned so bad. But I made sure we got the shot, and we got the shot because I want to make sure that he gets what he wants, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. That was difficult in the sense that it was uncomfortable and frustrating.
Yeah.
But I washed it out, and
yeah, it can only be one take as well.
Well, yeah, I mean, we had a shower on location.
Oh, okay.
With the blood, with how much blood we had, like there were days where I would shower and have to like reset. So we would get to a certain degree of blood, but then we couldn't shoot the rest of it potentially of that sequence. So then we had to reset back to another sequence. Mm-hmm. So I was showering. There were days I showered 3 times to kind of get back to start. Which was also like, okay, let's get this. I've got my routine down to get in and out of the shower and get my hair that was red, not red anymore. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. So speaking about all the blood and everything, 'cause this is a very bloody, very heavy practical effects type of movie. Kind of go through the process with us of the different practical effects. Like, what was maybe your favorite, or the ones that you had to maybe help out with, as for like certain angles and shooting?
The body horror sequence is probably my favorite as far as the practical makeup, because I felt like I looked terrible, which is kind of the point, and it really took over my body. And Robert Bravo did an incredible job with these veins that he drew on my arms and my chest that slowly spread in such an eerie way. And then that's also the sequence where I have my eyeball hanging out. And that was so fun. It was not uncomfortable. It was more just like, once I got used to having this like thing there, or was it here? No, I can't remember which eye. I think it was here. Once I got used to that sensation, it was very easy. And to walk around with this eyeball hanging around, which once you watch the movie, you'll understand what I mean by that. Plus that whole body horror thing, like he had implemented these balloons onto my cheek. And so there was like latex over these balloons to create, and maybe they were latex balloons, I don't entirely know. But it was to create this like bulbous breathing effect here, and then it was on my arm as well. And it looked so cool in person, and it really translated nicely on camera. And then the whole zombie sequence was so fun to shoot, just because that was the one time I got really grossed out watching the zombies eat me, because I'm aware, like I'm participating, I guess you could say. I'm in the scene for the first part. I don't die instantaneously, so there they were, just like pulling stuff out of my stomach. And they had rigged up this really awesome platform, so that I was sitting in this platform. So I had fake legs on the platform, but my upper torso was really Rachel. And then they had this tray of guts and blood and stuff, and that's how they were eating stuff out of my tummy. It was so gross. It grossed me out, legit, on set. And people were grossed out on set.
Great.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know what you're talking. So yeah, on that note, obviously we're discussing a horror movie and everything, and you've kind of told me through the times we've known each other that you're kind of seeing yourself as possibly coming as being like a scream queen in your own rights and everything, because you've been in other horror movies, short form and series, and now starting a feature. So in your mind, as an actress, how do you feel about that type of title?
Well, I think I have already, I guess, gotten it. People have already dubbed me as that after this movie, especially. And I totally embrace it, because I think that it will grow, like it'll get more people to see my work, which is really the whole point of why I'm doing this. I want to get out there and tell my story. And I know that it will provide more opportunity because more people are engaging with me and seeing my work and becoming fans. And I think the horror fan community they're so loving and so giving, and that is really what I've learned from this process, is how supportive they are of these B-movie flicks, these low-budget films that really are only made because of the passionate people behind them. And that is so it's like so cool to be a part of that, and to find that community, and to become closer with people in that community. I am excited to also do stuff outside of horror. I mean, I'm an actor, I'm multifaceted, but I will definitely do more horror. I think that people watching this movie will realize I look really great covered in blood, which is an odd thing to say. I should write that on my resume, probably. And that I take this practical effects really well, and I'm a good actress on top of that. So.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that, taking blood well. This is kind of like a funny side note to the questions. When I was watching the movie in the theater, at the end when you get the bucket of blood poured all over you and stuff, and it's towards the end, you've already won. Not gonna spoil how, but once you win and you realize this and you're smiling that you feel free, it was kind of funny at the moment. I was like, oh, she looks kind of cute in blood.
It kind of works.
Yeah, it was kind of a funny thing that happened with me, just when you shared that. I don't know why, just like, oh, she looks kind of adorable. And
I think you're not that shot really, that ending shot really sticks with people. My brother even commented about that. And I think it's because if I had to entertain a guess, I think it's because she's so real and human in that moment. And people are like, had been rooting for her up until this point, and they're like, there's like a warm fuzziness that goes over you, you know? And like there's other things that kind of happen, and we won't go into like the ending. The ending's really great. I think people are shocked by the ending. And that's what another thing like people talk to me about. So once you watch it, DM me, PM me, message me, tweet at me, tell me what you thought without giving it away. But where was I going with that? Oh, it's just, I think it's just a moment that feels so real. And that's, I think, why people are really, it's resonating with them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, just a few more questions. Why should people go out and see The Campus, in your opinion?
Well, if you're a fan of horror, especially if you're a fan of practical effects, this movie really does make you happy because the practical effects are incredible. Our devil costume is also incredible, and I think that our Kevin, who played the devil, really has this great imposing quality about him. And body horror, if you're into body horror, the body horror sequence is really, really good. Beyond the horror idea, as an actor, I found like the crux of the film that's not just like horror movie. I found like why this character's doing what she's doing. And I think that a little bit of backstory, she's estranged from her father. Her father passes away, and that's how the movie starts, is at his funeral. And I think my character, Morgan, is really, she regrets the fact that she never reconnected with her dad. And there's a little bit of that throughout the story of like finding a relationship with your father again, reconnecting with your dad. And I enjoy that humanity of that. And I encourage people, like I hope that people watch this movie and then think, maybe I should reconnect with someone maybe I'm estranged with.
All right, great. And what other projects do you have coming up?
Well, I didn't shoot it. I produced and starred in a short that is premiering in April, but I won't say where yet because it's not been officially announced. It's a Twilight Zone-esque short,
Mm-hmm.
black and white. And then I got some other things down the pipeline, so, you know, those things will happen at some point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'll be working with this guy.
Yeah.
Hopefully this year.
Mm-hmm.
And writing, I'm currently in production meetings with this film that involves a lot of cats, which if you understand, I love cats. So I won't go into much detail about it, but there's kittens involved. We're hoping to shoot that, I think by the fall. So it's a feature.
Great.
Yeah.
Cat feature.
It's just me dressed up as a cat for 90 minutes. I hope you're down for that.
All right. I'm sure there's a demographic out there.
There's gotta be a demographic out there.
All right. Well, Rachel, I'd like to thank you for this. And,
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. And then, again, if you want to see The Campus, it is currently on Amazon and soon to be coming to iTunes. There'll be links below so you can check out the trailer, find it on Amazon, and
Watch it, review it, find me on social media and let me know what you think. Please, do it. Please.
all right. All right. So, as always, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy checking out The Campus.
Bye-bye.
We're going to fade out into darkness.
Bye-bye.
It's getting darker.
Oh, no.
And we're black.